Pain only. No. Ask.
My dear Lord Ahu, you should have told me you were expecting visitors.
Run, you fools!
I might ask you the same. This place is mine, after all, and Ahu was my prisoner.
Why, Kim?
Betray as one of Lut. He promised, and now, God woken. I uphold the final...
I cannot. I am near...
You were always weak, wizard. You just never knew it. It's time for me to teach you the truth.
our guest alive. Pain only, no mutilation.
My dear Lord Ahu, you...
Run, you fools!
I might ask you the same.
Why, Kemp?
Betray as one of Lut. He promised, and now, God woken. That...
Something nearby. The spirit watches you, composed and dignified, even in death.
Of course you do, Godwoken. Why else would you seek out a tired old specter like myself? But what you ask was expressly forbidden by the Divine. Lucian was so intent his tomb remained sacred that he enacted the Sorcerer Pogrom. Better to silence all sorcerers than to chance a Godwoken arising and entering. His paranoia was so great, he saw to it that his tomb was turned into a fortress to thwart the likes of you. I swore to uphold his wishes, but that was before the Voidwoken. I know. Lucian's plan has failed. The world needs a Godwoken to ascend. I am not one to break an oath lightly. But I'm also not one to ignore the truth. Not when it's written in my own blood. The void nears. I'd sooner the future be in the hands of a Godwoken than with the Black Ring. Nobody knows every step of the way to Lucian's tomb. But I'll do what I can for you. First, you must get past the Path of Blood. An amulet filled with Source, paired with the Scroll of Atonement, will let you by unharmed. Good. But you will need to fill the amulet with source, and to find the Scroll of Atonement also. Only then can you proceed. But beware, many obstacles remain. I can help with only one. The Death Room is a chamber of many levers. 5 will lead you closer to your goal. The rest will lead you to your death. Each lever is named for a virtue of the divine. Find the levers whose initials spell the word power. Select these 5 and these alone. Then ask. The Divine cannot be asked such questions, Godwoken. Besides, I trusted him. He must have had his reasons. I just hope you'll forgive me for breaking the oath I swore. He said that if anyone were to approach his remains, then the world would be left vulnerable to the Void. It was not for me to question how, only to serve. Farewell, Godwoken. The Hall of Echoes beckons me.
With a glint in the dark of his eye, the spirit of Kem sneers at you.
I am sworn to the king, and sworn I remain, Godwoken. I owe you nothing. Ishbel? Damn her to Nemesis if her duties go unfulfilled. Weak, even in undeath, consumed by petty jealousy of the God King's star pupils. Yet our master's might is legendary. With or without me, with or without Ishbel, the God King rises. My aims are, no less than the God King's triumph. That's all you can know. Enough! Is it not obvious to you? To own the city is to own the cathedral, to own the tomb, to own Lucian. Lucian is the key. The 7 may be dead, but their essence still lives within his rotting corpse. When the God King claims that final pearl of divinity, his reign will begin. Imagine it, Godwoken. A pure and perfect world. Cowards will no longer beg for scraps at warriors' feet. The fruits of our own labor will belong only to us. The divinity held within Lucian's cadaver belongs only to the King's chosen. And you are not worthy. My master requires nothing less than the dead divine lying in its most famous tomb. There is still the wisp of the 7 residing within him, a single wisp separating the rightful king from his kingdom.
The statue reaches toward the sky. The bottom drops out.
Back again, eh? I don't blame you. It's not often that you get to meet a world-class artistic mind, and not my dolt of a son.
I heard that the Paladins killed unarmed magistrates.
All I did. With cheers of life.
This place had it coming, kin. They brought the void upon themselves.
A curious-looking puppet stands motionless nearby. You can feel a measure of source inside the puppet, coiling around its mechanisms. You suddenly realize it's looking up at you with an expression of alarm.
Please, leave me.
mean no harm. Not anymore. They gave me too much life. More than the others. They did not see that we were in a bad place. But I did. So I fled. Our room of death. To prevent others from reaching one who is already dead. There are other rooms, all to protect a corpse. And above, a great hall of weepers and chanters. There are many levers. Most spell death, but a select few spell power. Seek power to seek freedom. This is what our design dictates. Master engraved it upon us at birth. You call it Source. They put it in me so I could watch, so I could kill. But they put in too much. I feel too much. I do not want to kill. There are many others. They are less like me. They bear less life. They are content to kill any who enter the bad place. I fled when two others entered. A woman in white and a hooded man. I did not see what became of them. Dead in the bad place, most likely. Hiding location compromised. Seeking new refuge opportunities.
Aye, the giant takes...
The clock ticks up. But Lucian makes the hours wise again. Follow not the catman. His words are hot and black. Like march Lucian, Nicodemus. He will guide us there.
Mrs. Griff still lets me come over and play, as long as I don't run off too far. Sometimes we do our ABCs.
I've had just about enough of... This place is already overrun with addicts and orphans, and now I've got to deal with... what? A suspicious creeper.
The woman shakes her head and sighs.
I should stop caring so much, but the kids shouldn't suffer. They don't deserve this void-infested hellhole we're handing to them. What is it? Or what was it? Two different things, you know. Used to be a school. My husband Griff and I, we taught the local kids what we could. History, politics, writing, reading, a little cooking, a little alchemy. The parents paid what they could. It was enough. Then the Voidwoken came, and the Magisters took Griff away to Fort Joy. Said he was luring the monsters in, like my sweet Griff would ever do such a thing. Now it's this. I'm stuck scrubbing Lady Kem's filthy floors in exchange for coin most days, and I don't have the energy to shoo away the junkies that wander in. You know him? Was he holding up okay? That sounds like Griff, all right. I'm telling you, if he were here, he'd have this place cleaned up in no time. If the squatters were gone, I could start fresh. Scour the place down, get the school going again. Get out from under Lady Kem's posh thumb. Well, I wouldn't refuse your help. If Griff can't be here, maybe you're the next best thing.
Beryl hums a few random notes, just a few. But in those notes, you discern a crumb of hope.
So, how's the eviction going? Well, I've no doubt.
Been a while since any new students were registered here. Not that this comes as any surprise. Just look at this place. Well, school's out, I dare say.
March for Lucian, Flicker Imps. He will guide us there to the Star Hall. The fog can
The man's wide eyes flit from one object to the next. The desks, the candles, the floorboards. He is in inexplicable awe of it all.
follow not the cat man. His words are hot and black. He shimmers around the blood path. March for Lucian, Flicker Imps. He will guide us there to the Star Hall. The fog can carry you.
I'm telling you, they're just jealous. They shouldn't be complaining, they should be celebrating. A thief that can steal from the Thieves' Guild. I should be their queen. I'm not here because I want to be. Thieves' Guild kicked me out all because I took some stupid plate from the stash. I was just trying to show them I could, I swear. I'm better than all of them put together. Yeah.
not the Catman. His words are hot and black. He shimps around the blood path. March for Lucian, flicker imps. He will guide us there to the Star Hall. The fog can carry you.
My good, wonderful, exquisite lizard. You're all the cultured sort. You bring Drudanang, yes? Yeah, but I'm so comfortable. See?
He stretches out his arms and legs, yawning the entire while. He pats his bedroll and rests his head in the dimple left behind, then smiles at you. Indeed, he is most comfortable.
Ah, I hear enough stories. I see enough past. Every bite taken and memory gained means knowing a new atrocity. All past is past and stays in past. Now is now, and always now. This is now, we are now. No memory and no future time.
Look over there. Shiny light. Do you see them? The mist steps. Each one is an echo of Lucian's dreams. Pray be his. They lead through the silver puffs and into the hall.
She bows towards nothing in particular and fingers the collar of her priestly garb, then looks at you with dark, sunken eyes.
Lucian blesses me in his own way, Shadow Vale. I glide on his breath and feed on his sighs and smiles. For him, I would walk the path of blood. He needs only sing the command. I'm not like the Cat Lord, our Hulu. He slinks around and under and over and inside. He would skim the path and miss the blood.
The priest raises her head and screams to the ceiling.
Lucian, my wings are ready. I will flap and flit-flop when your words go blue. Our Hulu does not deserve your warm. I hear he avoids Lucian's tough maker, the path of blood. He is a defiler of Lucian's will, Shine Beast. The crypt waits for only divine, devout, devoted. It is not an easy make trial. Bypass the blood and Lucian brings the rumble. Skyquakes across the heavens, what Lucian said. Punishment for the easy walk.
The priest waves her arms through the air, drawing your attention to these non-existent skyquakes. She traces a circle on the floor with her left foot, then shakes her head. You're stymied by the foot gesture, but the head shake is more than clear.
Aye, yes. His voice. It makes the airdrops quiver. He waits there, and I will meet him. Clouds should twinkle, as Lucian commanded them. Come, fireflies, he calls us elsewhere.
So, how's the eviction going? Is that... Wait, really? They're gone? That's good news. Maybe our hard work wasn't all for nothing then. Is there anything I can do to show my thanks?
She pauses and tightens her lips. A moment passes, and then another. She smiles.
Well, at the risk of saying something I shouldn't, that whole mansion is weird. She sits in that drawing room serving tea all day. As for him, well, he doesn't even sleep in the same room as his wife. He has his own bedroom, does Kem, and it's always locked. He's got secrets, you see. Trapdoors and ladders. Where they lead, I don't know, but his wife knows nothing about them. Anyway, you've certainly been a breath of fresh air. You're no Griff, but it's been good having you around.